Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Peripass webinar. Um, I see we currently have 7 people in chat, so I think it would be good to wait like 1 or 2 more minutes before we fully get started. But in the meantime, I would ask you guys if you can hear and see us correctly. So you can answer in the chat if you see us, and we'll take it from there. And now that I have your attention on the little chat icon in the corner, can you also see the questions tab? Because it's over there that I would like you guys to put your questions that you want answered in the Q&A section of this webinar. So we have all these questions nice and combined, and we don't have to go scrolling through the chat and maybe miss your question, because of course we want to answer all the burning questions you have. Can you maybe open chat for me? Rechts. Nee, rechts. Helemaal rechts. Dat is links, lief schat. Yes, I can, and everything is okay. Perfect. All right, we're going to wait, I think 1 more minute, 11:02, I think is good. And then we'll take it from there. Is everyone ready for December and maybe the holidays? I don't know if you guys have a busy end of year or more of a quiet end of year. I think here everything kind of keeps going, right? We don't really have a official break or anything. So I'm wondering, I would love Christmas break, but I don't have vacation days left.
You just came back from New Zealand.
I know. I just came back from my vacation, so it's okay. All right, so I think then we can get started. Can you maybe leave chat open in case some people say something? That's
perfect.
Awesome. All right, so today's webinar is all about digitizing the tasks that you have performed on your yard. And of course, the people who do those tasks are your yard operators, your quality controllers, your security staff, your shunter drivers. So it's a busy environment. So today we're going to talk all about how to improve that flow. But before we get really started, let me introduce Lien, my lovely co-host here. Lien, can you introduce yourself to the class?
Yes, of course. Maybe some of you have already seen both of us in the webinars that have already been given this year. But I'm Lynn. I'm a customer success manager at Peripass. And some of you might know me because I work closely with you and help you to get the most value out of our solution. And that's what we're going to do today as well.
And today, our subject, as I already hinted at, is all about your yard. And today we're talking about the Yard Assistant app. Can you maybe share with us how our customers typically use this feature?
Of course, our Yard Assistant app actually acts like a connection between your logistics office and the operators on your yard. If we look at the logistics office, they've got a full overview of everything that is happening on your yard thanks to Peripass. But in a lot of cases, there's still a very manual workflow when it comes to tasks needed to be done with those drivers. Maybe a quality check, maybe sealing something, maybe taking a picture, and so on. So what the Yard Assistant app actually does is it digitizes that whole process so that you don't have to communicate on the fly with walkie-talkies or check everything on paper and then do all the manual process at the end of the day.
Because I can imagine that manual processes leave a lot of room for error and by extension, maybe some big problems even.
Yes, indeed. If we look at the problems that we identify at yards where they are on the verge of implementing the Yard Assistant app, then it's actually related to the logistics office not having a real-time view, not having real-time insights in which tasks need to be done, which are in progress, and which have been finished, and so the driver can leave, leading to unnecessary occupancy of the docks and thus eating your revenue, basically.
Yeah.
Secondly, we see that there's a lot of administrative work at the end of the day. A lot of photos need to be uploaded manually. A lot of paperwork needs to be transferred into their digital system, which is basically a half-time job at the end of your full-time job. That's not something that we want to achieve. And then lastly, what we also see is that if those papers aren't processed into your digital workflows correctly, that leads to nightmare audit scenarios where the auditor comes in, they ask for a certain file, and you have to start digging in those piles full of paper.
That's not very functional.
No.
But the Yard Assistant app makes that better.
Indeed, indeed. Actually, that's exactly what it does.
All right, streamlining all these old school processes, making them digital, transparent. That must be a massive operational win, isn't it?
It is, and maybe to give an example, at one of our customers, Bridgestone, you might know them as a tire manufacturer, they faced a big challenge related to clean trucks. Actually, trailers that arrive on the yard needs to be clean before they can be loaded with those trucks. And drivers are supposed to turn up with a clean truck. Of course, that doesn't always happen. And previously, they had to check the cleanness manually, first of all, and they did it with randomized sample testing. So that way, it actually led to the situation that there was no easy way to prove that cleaning was done properly, and no way to track metrics on carrier level. So now with our solution, they do the check digitally for every truck that arrives. They take photos of every trailer, which are automatically put in their system, fully digitized. And this also leads to the fact that they have full insights on which carriers turn up with dirty trucks a lot. That gives them a position to renegotiate their agreement with transporters.
Okay, so what Bridgestone is doing with the Yard Assistant app is creating real measurable value through data collection across multiple areas. Track carrier performance, reduced work, honestly, no repeat of jobs has to be done, stronger position in negotiations, and of course, the most important thing, I think, is preventing these costly delays.
Yeah.
And that all has an impact on their bottom line.
Yeah, and that's actually what we want to do today, is to help you to set up that situation where you can impact your bottom line at the end of the year. Cool, right?
Awesome. And that's a month from now, so let's get going. I am curious though, because you say we're going to teach everyone here today. What is the best way to roll this out successfully in daily operations?
That's a good question. Well, the best part is this is not complex at all. I'm going to show you in a few steps later on. And realistically, you can get this up and running in less than a day. And then I'm talking about speaking with your colleagues on which track you're going to digitize, which tasks need to be included in that flow, setting it up in the platform and rolling it out to your operators. Less than a day work.
Okay. So that sounds super easy, and that's pretty low-hanging fruit, I would say.
Absolutely.
So let's show the people how it's done.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Let's double check. What are the people seeing? Oh, it's loading. Yeah, they see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So the idea today is that I will show you how you can set this up. Once I have shown you, you can rewatch it, or you can even click along if you would like, and set up the whole process.
Okay, so we're going to show people how to set it up. Give, of course, then you guys can have time at home or at the office, I would say.
I would say at the office.
To put that training into practice, so you can set up your own yard operating task template. And then later on, your CSM will get in touch with you, help you refine these task templates. And then in your free time after, and that means free. That's how confident we are that people will love the Yard Assistant app. You get to test it, and then if your trial delivers the results you're looking for, your CSM will take you through the next steps, help you fine-tune, define, get those I's dotted and T's crossed. So let's dive in.
Perfect. So first of all, like you see right now, I am in the configuration step on your Peripass setup. So the first thing that we will do is we will set up a task template. if we click on this, you can at the top add a task template, and that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna name it live demo so we can easily find it later on if we're gonna connect some things to each other. Let's browse and get this image in. So this image is gonna help you. I'm using our logo now, but this is gonna help your operators to visualize what the kind of task is that will be behind this, this list. But I'll show you later on, so no need to worry right now.
Yeah, but people can upload whatever image they want.
Indeed.
Okay.
Then next up, of course, we're gonna create, I'm gonna have to save. Then we're going to create those translations, because of course you have those tasks available in multiple languages. I'm not going to put you through a Duolingo course, so for now I will just copy paste the same text right here, but here of course it's the idea that you get that in line with your needs.
And those languages are based on your own settings, probably.
Okay, of course, indeed. Then this is the first part that we have done. Right here, you can see that we will need to add steps.
Okay.
But before we can do so, we need to create those steps.
Yeah.
So I will close this one for now. I will go back to configurations. And then I will click on fields, because here I'm going to create the field that is going to be your task linked to your task template.
Okay.
So to give you an idea, the field is going to be one task. If you create multiple fields, it will be multiple tasks you can link to that one task template. So it's not the case that you have to set up one task by one. You can create a whole logical flow.
Yeah.
Right there.
So take the Bridgestone example.
Yeah.
Clean trailer. Yes,
yes
no,
or no.
Take a picture, input, things like that.
Yeah, indeed.
Awesome.
Yeah. Then, of course, we're gonna add fields. In this case, again, let's use that logical name. We're gonna create a picture field. So let's call it a live demo picture. Then related objects, you just select task. It will automatically select the rest, but you don't have to worry about that. Task is selected. That is what is important. And then field type. What you can see here is actually all the different kinds of question formats that you can choose. Of course, this is a picture, so we're going to select take a picture. But as you can see, you can ask quite a lot of different things here. I'm going to save this. And then again, I'm going to add that translation. You can even give some extra information if that would be necessary, if there would be context needed. And let's save it for now in Dutch and in English. Here we go. And then, of course, what we have right now, let's go back to configurations first. We have one task, one question, and we have the template in which that tasks need to be put. So that's what we're going to do right now. We are going to go to that next step.
Okay. So let's make it a working template.
Indeed. Let's add our step to our task template. So we're going to move back to our task template like we were before. I'm going to search my view, edit this, go to steps, add a task, and then here at the bottom, I have the one that I created just now, the live demo picture. I'm going to put it to required, because what will be the point if we have one question that is not required?
We need this picture.
We save it, and like this, it happens. Of course, like I mentioned before, you can add a different task as well. Let's do this one. It's one I created up front, and that actually asks that one question that you mentioned before. So now we have a picture of the trailer that will be created, and then a drop-down question, is the trailer clean? The more logical way to do that is the other way around. first ask if it's clean and then prove it. So as you can see, I can drag and drop to create the logical flow afterwards.
And you said you created these other steps earlier, so you can also spend some time creating useful steps and reuse those same steps in other templates if you want.
Of course, that's the whole reason
Yes.
why it has been put separately, like all the questions, all the tasks that you can create in one tile of our configurations, and then all the templates in another tile, so you can mix and match and you don't have to do that double work.
That's perfect.
Let's close it.
All right, so now we have adjusted the order of our questions. We have defined that they're mandatory. Can we see how that looks on your dashboard?
Of course. So what I will do right here is I will make sure it is visual on my dashboard, because of course you've got maybe multiple dispatch dashboards and you only want the tasks that are relevant to show up in a relevant spot. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to go to General Settings. Then we are going to go, oh, it's loading. Yeah. And then we're gonna go here to task management and we toggle this on. If this is toggled on, that means that task management is enabled on your Peripass account. So let's save that. And then, of course, we'll close this. We'll go back to configurations. Let me check. It's also here. I think. Is
it not your task
template? Task template. Yes, live. Oh, this away. No, let's maybe jump first to making it available to your user.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yes. So let's set up the user management, because of course, if you have a task enabled on your Peripass setup, you want to make sure that only the users who need to see that task see that task. Like for example, if a shunter who is moving trailers from point A to point B will see quality control questions that will be very confusing for them. So what we are going to do is we're going to make sure that you create a user role specifically for your shunters, so that they only see tasks that are relevant for shunters.
Yes.
So in this case, let me show you. I will add a user role. The display name, I will make it live demo, and let's call it quality, because this will be, if we're going to take a picture of cleanliness, that will be linked to quality. There we go. We can even add a description if we would like, but I'm going to skip that right now. And then, of course, I am going to enable task management on this user, because I want them to be able to execute those tasks on the mobile app. And of course, I will make sure that it shows up on the relevant dashboard. So in this case, in our demo setup, we've got multiple dashboards enabled. If you only have one dashboard, then of course you will only see that name. So let's save that.
So now this shunter will only, this quality control person will only see this quality template, and not a shunting one that says move trailer from parking lot to dock and dock to parking lot.
Indeed. So now we actually have a user role that is linked to quality control on the Ghent dashboard. Of course, now let's say that John, a new colleague of yours, starts, and they are a quality controller. They are working on the Ghent sites. We also need to make sure that he's linked to this user permission, of course. So how will we do that? We'll create a new user. User is the actual person. User role is the kind of work they, work type they are doing, indeed. Okay, so if we're gonna add a user, let's call him let's call him Lily. Let's make it personal.
Yes.
I'm gonna write your name correctly. And then I will put in your email, because of course that is gonna be the way that they receive that invitation.
My user role though.
And then your user role, indeed, we have live demo quality.
Perfect.
So as you can see, I can link you to this. Maybe later on you will do multiple tasks.
Yeah.
We can enable multiple tasks, disable them if it's not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
So the fact that these two elements are split off gives you a lot of freedom and a lot of control on who is seeing and doing what.
That's very flexible as well.
Yeah.
Makes it very easy. There we go. And now
There
I'm
we
saved.
go.
And
Indeed.
now, once I log in on the app, I will see this one template that I can use.
Indeed, exactly. Maybe for one last thing, I will show you what that looked like for your logistics office, because of course I mentioned they will also have a full overview of what is happening on the dashboards.
Okay.
So as you can see right here, typically you have here the overview of the call of drivers. You've got the view of who is parked where on your or docked where on your yard.
Yeah.
And now we have an extra tab because I enabled that. I make that visible on this dashboards, and that's internal tasks. And here you can see the one task that is been set up. Once that is completed, I will see that as well, of course, as finished, and it will disappear off the dashboard.
Yeah.
So that way you can have, as a person who is doing the dispatching, you can see, okay, maybe this one is taking too long. It's been created at yesterday evening. Maybe something is wrong. I will need to check, and I can still intervene.
Yeah, I better get to work.
Yes.
All right, that's so cool. But I know that we can take it even a step further. If we want certain tasks to appear automatically in a specific flow, we can do that through triggers and actions. So we're not going to explain that now. I think if you guys are interested in hearing more about the whole triggers and actions part of the Yard Assistant app, contact your CSM, your customer success manager, and they will help you figure out what the best flow is and to set everything up so it suits your specific operations.
Indeed. Maybe a quick reminder for the people who are not super familiar with the term triggers and actions. That's actually the setup that is needed to automate those tasks linked to certain flows on your yard. So let's say an empty trailer, for the Bridgestone example, an empty trailer arrives. If an empty trailer arrives, and Peripass knows that, of course, thanks to the registration, it will automatically create that task where somebody needs to check if the trailer is yes or no clean, and then secondly, take a picture of it.
Yeah. Okay. So that is awesome. And yeah, we can get started today.
Yes, indeed. So the whole idea today is let's start small, take things step by step, start creating your own task templates, then fine tune it together with your CSM. They will reach out to you. So it's actually the template you created is in line with the needs you have on an operational level. And then we are in a Christmas mood, so we will give you 2 weeks of testing for free. Yeah. So you can see for yourself what the impact is of this functionality when put to use. And then if valuable, you can discuss with your CSM what the following steps are.
Okay. And now we've seen in the demo how long it takes to set up. Honestly, I don't think it's going to take a day. I know we calculated some extra time to get input from coworkers, because we all know that can take a minute. But especially if you already know what steps and what processes you want to automate, this takes way less than a day. That makes it a pretty quick win.
Yes, indeed. And that's actually what we want to do. We want to set you up for success. Maybe you have a little bit of room in a couple or in the next coming weeks to take on that extra task and to create an extra success before the year is done. Yeah.
You can even get started with one template for
Yeah.
one quality control person or shunter driver or whatever. And so just get testing and see how much time you can save or
Mhm.
your employees or colleagues can save. And honestly, this is a pretty cheap feature as well, right?
Yeah. Also, that's low-hanging fruit. Depending on the bundle you're on, some of you might even have this already in your license and are not using it, which is a pity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have it already, it's actually only 99 euros for one license. From the 5th license on, it's in increments a discount.
So for more information and the details on that pricing, best contact your CSM. They will have all the information you need. I know we refer a lot to our CS team today, but they have all the information you guys need. All right, that sounds like a very solid plan. Are there any questions from you guys? This would be the perfect time to pop those in the questions tab so we can see what you guys are thinking. Let's see, open that tab. Oh, no questions yet. That I guess that means that we explained everything perfectly. Okay. If no one has any questions, I think we can wrap it up here today. Let me just make sure that no one's posting last minute. But that's great, actually. I'm very happy that everyone understands and everything's clear. So again, as a reminder, you can just get started in your settings yourself, set up a template, give it a try, and your CS manager will get in touch with you and see how they can help, what will benefit you guys, and how you guys can make the most out of this. All right, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next webinar.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, Deborah is typing. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Deborah.
you.
Thank you for attending.